Hello and welcome to Yin Yoga. My name is Dimitri and I will be leading you through a about 30-minute Yin practice. Yin Yoga targets the connective tissue and the fascia that is in every part of the body through muscles, just under the skin, and so it's important to keep that connective tissue gliding. It's 70% water, and so you'll want to drink a lot of water following this practice just to help encourage water, nutrients, and stuff to continue to hydrate that tissue. If there's any injuries or anything that you currently are working through, please always honor your body and do any modifications that's responsible for you. Okay? So we'll start in a simple cross-legged position like I am. I'll say Sukhasana, or you can say shoelace, but have the shins, the middle of the shins crossed, and more or less take your ankles forward and your shins forward. So as you can see, it's more of like this box shape. For my body, and for most bodies that I've worked with, this really targets the low back and the outer hips more efficiently than having the legs pulled into your body. So see what feels good for you. If you need blocks beneath the legs to help support maybe a achy ankle or tight knees, you can build as much as you need to support yourself. But we'll be here for about 5 minutes on this side, and then we'll recline onto our back, and then we'll get up and we'll do the second side, okay? So start to settle in, start to find your pillows or your props, and ease your way in. So the first few minutes, I encourage students to find movement that's subtle, and I encourage students to find the middle ground. And so not the most extreme depth that you're able to go, but also not the lightest. So just in the middle. And then once you start to settle into your body, start to really settle into your body. So soften the eyes, maybe close the eyes, and soften the jaw. With the face relaxed, start to tune into the neck and the shoulders. Is there any area in the neck and the shoulders you can relax? And then start to feel the connective tissue, start to feel the fascia of the low back, of the outer hips, maybe the IT band. And you don't have to change or adjust, just simply feel. So bringing a stronger connection with your mind's eye into this space where you feel the sensation. Start to walk the hands back. We're not coming quite out of this yet. Walk the hands as far to the left. Coming back to center with your hands, stay low in your fold. And then slowly walk the hands to your right. Come back to center. Lift the torso, lift the chest. And then we'll make our way onto our back to rest. And this rest is a really important part of this practice. I want you to start to feel the body after that hold. So start to feel everything coming back to center. Do you feel the legs differently? Do you feel the low back, the outer hips, the ankles differently? Bend the knees, place the feet flat. Let's roll off to the left-hand side. And then slowly press the body up to seated. And we'll do the second side. So placing the left shin forward. And as you can see on my end, it's like building a building. I use a lot of scaffolding, I call it, these blocks and these props, because I don't want to jam into ankles. I don't want to jam into joints. I want this to be a practice where I'm able to relax. And this pillow, this yoga blanket is just a prop of comfort. And so having it in my lap, kind of draping over it, helps me relax more. It's just a personal preference. So start to feel this side. And begin to notice where your thinking mind is. If 70% of our body is water, then the majority of our body is an excellent conductor of vibration. If you place a glass of water by a stereo, you'll see the water vibrating. And so our thoughts carry a vibration, and the water in our body, it carries that vibration to the whole body. And so when we're tense mentally, when we have a lot of extraneous mental tension, it's stored, it's carried out into the body. And so the first step is just to acknowledge, oh, I'm thinking. That's all you have to say. Oh, a thought. You can label it annoyed or worried. But try not to, like a whirlpool, try not to let it pull you in. And it's good to feel mildly strong sensations, because that holds attention. Just a few more moments in this forward fold. Allow your body to be heavy. So allow the parts of the body that are in contact with the floor to really give in to the floor. Okay, so stay slightly forward with the chest. Use the hands to lift the torso. And then we'll walk to the right. But do not lift the left sit bone. So the left waist, the left hip, the left glute, all on the earth, towards the earth. Now, I'm tenting up my fingers. I'm sure you noticed that. This is for me to continue to elevate my chest. I feel like when my palms are flat, I collapse. Again, it's just a personal preference. Good. Back to center. And then let's go to the left. Back to center. Hands to the knees, lift the chest. And then roll on, recline on to the back body. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue and the eyes. Let the flesh of the forehead begin to broaden. All right, let's place the feet flat to the earth. And I'm going to keep this under my head for comfort. You can put a pillow, you can put a blanket, or you can just lie flat on the floor. That's cool too. We're going to do a twist to the left and then a twist to the right. So with your feet flat, lift the hips up just a touch and then place them over to the right. So now I'm off center, okay? I'm going to draw both knees into my chest. I'm going to let my legs fall to the left. So by moving to the right, I now created a lot of space for my body to rotate, to move to the left. The most important thing about twisting is that you're able to relax. You got it. So a block or a pillow, or anything, a blanket between the legs. I'm using two blocks, one beneath my ankles, you can probably see, and then one between my inner thighs, just so I don't have to struggle. And then my right arm is out, and so I'm encouraging the right side of my chest to relax and to open, which is helping the right side lung. And then from the low back, from the IT band all the way across, I'm stretching gently into the connective tissue. So there's a quote that I love by Alan Watts, and he says, the best way to clear muddy water is just to let it settle. No, that's not what it says. It says, the best way to clear muddy water is to do nothing, which is more or less just to let it settle on its own. So taking a step back and letting it just do its thing, do nothing. And there's a lot of different ways to interpret that. And for today, let's interpret it as our thoughts. And so we sometimes can feel like our thoughts are muddy, or our mind is clouded with just racing, endless thoughts. And we want to engage in every thought. We want to, get our hand on it. But what if we took a step back and did nothing? We didn't encourage the thoughts farther, because thoughts will come. We can't change that. But what if we just let the thoughts be? Soften the inner thighs, soften the inner ankles, soften through the abdominal wall. Yogis, remove the props and then gently return onto your back. So unravel and rest. Again, this moment of rest is so important for the connective tissue to come back. We're putting a gentle strain, a mild stretch, and then as it returns back into its regular shape, it's drawing back with it fluid, and that for some can feel like discomfort or it can feel very uncomfortable, but notice how that kind of vibration, that sensation, it settles, it dissipates with each breath that you take. Place the feet flat onto the mat. Shift the hips, lift them up and move them to the left just a touch, and then draw the knees into your chest. And then let the legs fall to the right hand side. Using scaffolding to build a posture that's receptive, that's open and relaxed. If you are newer to the practice of sitting still, then you could feel quite uncomfortable until you start to get used to it. And so for the first time, I remember taking a class like this. I would have like this really tightness in my chest and my heart. I was doing nothing. I was laying on the ground and my heart was beating so fast, like I was, doing cardio or something. I couldn't explain it. I had no idea what was happening. And so I brought it up to my teacher. I said, "Hey, my chest is really tight and my heart, it's beating so fast." And then she said, "Oh, you're probably having an anxiety attack." I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, it's a natural thing when you start to meditate or when you start to sit in stillness and you don't have the distractions of the outside world. And so you're kind of forced to sit with your mud, with your dirty water. And instead of taking a step backward and letting it do its own thing without getting your hands dirty, we'll say, you're in it, and it's causing you anxiety because you're stuck with your thoughts and you're not sure how to work them. And so over time, you'll start to learn there's distance between you and your thoughts, and you can observe these thoughts, sometimes crazy thoughts, fearful thoughts, thoughts of worry, thoughts of doubt, really heavy thoughts. You can just observe them without any reaction. Remove props and come back to lie flat on your back. Feel the body deeply, and so feel the difference perhaps in temperature or in vibration between the right side and the left side. Yogis, we will end with Supta Baddha Konasana, but in Yin Yoga it's called Reclined Butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, and for a few reasons, I'm going to put blocks beneath my legs. One, I want to be able to relax. And two, I feel like my sweatpants are going to rip. And I don't want that. So I'm going to put blocks. And again, can my legs go lower than this? Yeah. But that's not the point. Because they're going to be holding the connective tissue in this shape that it's not used to being held in. And so we don't want to stress it out. Stress is good, but over 5 minutes, over 4 minutes, over 3 minutes, you don't want too much stress. If you don't have blocks, improvise. And I like this shape because I really can tune into the breath inflating and deflating the belly. And so as I lie here flat on my back, I just follow the rise and the fall of the breath cycle manifest in my belly. Slowly extend the legs forward and rest. Start to deepen the breath. Invite movement into the toes, into the fingers, into the wrists, into the ankles. And then inhale, the arms can stretch over you. And then exhale, knees to chest. With the knees into the chest, you can roll side to side, massaging, reawakening. And then with care, with ease, roll off to the right hand side. Pausing on the right hand side, you can make a pillow with your right bicep. And then very slowly pressing the body up to seated. And then sitting in any position that's comfortable for your body, cross-legged or legs simply extended. And we'll end with our hands either resting on our knees or in prayer as a sign of gratitude to yourself. Let's bow the head to your heart for the commitment that you have to your health and for the commitment that you have to your well-being. And then please, on the next inhale, lift the head, open the eyes. Thank you for your practice.